Hello and welcome, hunters, to the Hunt, Banish, Extract podcast, the only podcast that will reveal to you the mythical seventh star. I am your host, the Drunken Bard, aka DJ. With me are my beautiful co-hosts, Sleepy Weasel, aka Tyler.
Yep, right here.
No Mortal Z, aka Aaron. And the patron saint of 3 stars, aka Rat329.
I gotta gain 4 more stars?
Yeah.
And we have a very special guest, a close friend of the podcast, a very frequent 5-star player, Element115.
Hey, how's it going?
I got a little stuck on our intro because I'm not used to going from first chair to what used to be last chair, so that threw me the hell off. We've got 2 missing members. They might appear in our next podcast. This is unfortunately going to have to be a half episode due to timing, but we want to put out some content, especially since we've had a lot of things revealed in these recent trailers, and we've got a brand new long ammo lever action, which cool, but more on that in a minute. And then we've also got the pump action, what most people believe to be compact weapon. So that one's probably the one I'm most excited for because meta guns, it's going to be Mosin and LaBelle most of the time anyway, at least
Pretty
my
much.
personal feeling. But
I actually agree.
well, really quick, and you may hear from him in the next episode as well. Element, how are you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. Just, the honor to be here is just insane.
Should be.
Don't you mean
Feel honored.
how ashamed you are?
Oh, you're right. I'm so ashamed. Oh.
Yeah, that's more accurate.
I've
But,
played Hunt with you. You have no shame.
That's true.
Fucking Avto lover. Shh.
Well, shit, maybe I won't ask
hate
his
that gun.
favorite
hate that
loadout.
gun.
We're going to get him exposed. So,
That's okay.
when did you
It's
first
okay.
come across Hunt anyway? I had never actually asked you that question.
I've been following Hunt since right around release and beta. It's always been on my radar. It's never one I had the opportunity to get into up until in a more recent feature where I started playing with the people over in the Hunt Lowdown Discord.
Which, shout out to Hunt Lowdown. Great gentleman. But, well, what is your favorite loadout? And if you answer Avto, you've officially given in.
Okay, favorite loadout or sweaty loadout? Like, which one do
Favorite.
you want me to say? Favorite
Favorite.
in general?
Yes.
Favorite loadout right now? I want to say we take a Springfield Marksman, one with high velocity, one with bleed, and then you take a True Shot packs with bleed as well.
Good answer. I
Love
like
it.
that.
Yeah,
Love
it's
the
definitely
Springfield.
a fun loadout.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
the Springfield. Classic. That gun is
That's
so
excellent.
reliable.
Best gun
Well-
in the game. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, it's so good. That fast
terms of
reload, it doesn't
style.
even matter if it's just one shot. Like,
110%.
yeah.
But we'll touch more a bit on that because, like I said, our schedules are really wacky tonight, and we couldn't get together soon enough because weather conditions, funny enough. But more on that lever action long ammo because I've got a slight opinion I'd like to give about it since it's one of the biggest reveals, along with something coming right after the guns. I am torn because everybody's mentioning that it even is capable of levering, but if you're taking a long ammo rifle in levering range, you're already doing yourself a disservice and wasting precious ammo since it only reloads
Yeah.
2 bullets.
And I mean,
That's-
people are worried about it, but like, you can still fan the uppercut. So
Exactly.
That
If
is
you're
fair.
taking long ammo, you're realistically taking a very good follow-up pistol. You have the scratch, right?
Yeah.
Well, my thought on it is things like the compounds that you have to go underground. That levering, because maybe you only have the long ammo where you have a Mosin. It's not as good close range, but with levering, you might have a chance.
You might, because levering is so inconsistent.
If,
I don't know what
see,
you're talking about. It's pinpoint.
well, and if you watch
Oh,
that
yeah,
thing,
that- With the enemy team, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
The fire rate of that thing, even aiming down sights, is pretty abysmal. So
Did they show levering?
They did not show levering, so I'm imagining that they're gonna leave that up to people to find out. But at the same time, that's not what I'm concerned about with that rifle at all. If it's even competitive in terms of damage with the Krag, I'm worried about Iron Eye because the Winnie
With
rifles,
the fast
I know,
fire rate. Mm-hmm.
I realize it's modeled after something else entirely. I forget the rifle's name right now, but the Winnies are so notorious for follow-up shots being like a half a second, quarter of a second follow-up shot. So that's what's really going to make it dangerous. But then when I watched its fire rate aiming down sights, it didn't look much faster than the Krag. So I'm wondering what its niche really will be, if it even has one, or if it's going to just fall behind the other long ammo rifles. Because with compact, with the pump action, most of those kind of fall in line because they're all kind of meme weapons in their own right. They're not bad, they're just inferior. And so it will realistically be tried. It's cheap enough, but a lever action long ammo rifle is going to be crazy expensive.
I can
Yeah.
imagine.
I don't think it's really going to change anything meta-wise. I think it's going to be slightly added to the meta because it could be a good substitute for the Centennial, which I know a lot of people take too because it's a really reliable weapon. So I don't really think it's going to change much.
The
I'm just waiting for him to be like, hey, so the drilling was $500. We're gonna make this 1,000.
Oh,
Just buy the
hell.
Avto.
Much
Just buy
as-
the Avto.
As much as a freaking Nitro.
I was about to say it better hit like a Nitro at that price.
Yeah.
But
They'll be like, you
it's-
can't hit like a Nitro, but you can hit somebody 4 times in about 2 seconds. So
So it doesn't really matter. Are you still
It's-
winning, son? Like
it's blatantly inferior to the Centennial, though, because ammo pool, I'm betting, is going to be worse. And not only that,
oh, sorry, God.
true. He's right, you know.
well, and it's getting a claw variant and an aperture, which I agree with the aperture. I
like the
wanted more
claw.
long ammo
I'm
aperture.
Hold
cool
up,
with the aperture.
it's gonna have an aperture.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the
My nipples are
claws,
so hard right now.
The claw is unique.
No.
it is, but it's also it's fucking weird. I guess I don't hate it.
It's only active on a light melee.
It's true, and that's what really tears
Sets
it
it
apart
apart.
from the rest.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Because
because
it's a quick,
that's,
high damage.
well, that's what Rat was talking about with his shovel idea, is the blunt and sharp, and we finally got something that kind of fills that void besides the knuckle
The
knife.
knuckle knife, yeah.
Yeah,
But I still have a shovel-shaped hole in my heart. And
the one
That
that they'll
needs
never
to
dig
be
out.
As
until they
Marilyn
find the
Manson
shovel.
once said, is he drained your heart and made it into a spade. Get it?
I mean,
Spades
there's
are
probably
shovels.
enough iron in there that they could probably do it. But
Oh my god.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, sorry.
But the pump action rifle, which I am most excited about, because that's realistically what's going to be the fun weapon, because the other one's going to drain a fucking hole in your wallet. That one is really unique in the sense that its fire rate is exceptionally high, hip firing, but aiming down sights, it needs Iron Eye to have a faster fire rate. It even demonstrated that in the trailer. So that's one where it can compete with levering indirectly, which, I mean, everybody's got levering now anyway, but that's kind of fascinating.
see, I'm just waiting for the loadouts where people are taking like the pump action compact rifle and then also taking the half-size pump action shotgun.
Okay.
Yeah, that'll be quite interesting,
They'll
actually.
call it the pump and dump loadout.
No pump.
Oh my god.
Well, if Iron Eye wasn't changed, it would make a lot more sense to take with a Spectre Compact, but I never want Iron Eye to be reverted. I love that we can pick up
Yeah.
other people's guns and
It's
not
just
worry
a nice
about
quality of life change. So
110%.
Yeah, you're not picking up a gun and going, "Oh shit, I have iron or I have iron repeater, not iron devastator."
Right.
Damn.
What are you thinking, Aaron? What do you want to try the most?
I don't really know much because I haven't looked at anything, and it's because I fucking hate the game right now.
Fair enough.
It's because we've been stuck on Warframe, dude.
No, I genuinely just hate the fucking game. I just don't want to play it anymore. It's not been fun anytime I've gotten on, unfortunately. But I mean, I'm gonna be coming back for the event, just like every single one of us are.
Yep.
Like every single crack addict coming back for another hit.
Exactly.
Hey, all I know is regardless of whatever guns they give us, the one thing I've learned the past couple of weeks is that any gun can spread democracy if used in the right hands.
Exactly. Yeah, we've also been playing that too, if you haven't told, or haven't been able to tell. So,
I'm guessing that a couple of gamers are going to catch that reference pretty quick, but Helldivers.
yeah.
It doesn't even take a gamer anymore, dude. Literally everybody and their
It's
mom
everywhere.
knows about Helldivers.
You
Even my
open
girlfriend is
any
asking me.
meme thing. Yeah, dude, I was not expecting one day when I was on my way down the stairs for my wife to go take back the creek. I was like, what? You don't even play games.
I still can't believe they have a game master that's just slowly increasing reinforcements for the enemy in that game, though.
That's pretty great. I wonder if we'd get that in Hunt, though. If there's some
Joel
game
giveth and
master.
Joel
who's just-
taketh.
Well, and the single biggest change that was literally dropped the day we are recording this episode, Element, since you have a nickname, why don't you take it away from there? The skin
All
that
right.
finally got its change.
We all know the most beloved skin, headsman. You can't see him, no matter what time of day it is. It's going to be now red and black. Very similar
Yay!
colors and scheme to Deadpool. I will only call him Deadpool from now on.
I'm
Hell
really
yeah.
sad we didn't get the greased up nipple piercing guy. That would have been hilarious.
So
It would have been.
I saw some
But-
dude comment. He's like, "Where's my sexy shirtless man?" And everybody's
Oh,
like,
no.
"Penitent, hello."
You got to represent all the shirtless, sexy men.
Hey, what is it? Horse girl and penitent. They fill that slot nicely.
Yep, horse
Oh,
girl and
yeah.
penitent
God.
both.
I
And
agree.
it's horse girl and gimp. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, what was interesting with the designs on the new headsman skin, because in addition to the color scheme being slightly changed, where it's like red and black, he also has a lot of new kind of symbols around the edges. Reminds me a lot of the symbols that are all over Hail Mary's dark clothing, just kind of like here and there. So I thought that was kind of
And the
interesting.
It is
Mounties
neat.
ammo box.
Yeah. So it's pretty
Oh,
cool.
yeah.
It looks very archaic now, instead of just some guy in a black coat that you can't see in the darkness.
He definitely fell asleep first at the party.
Oh no.
Wow. Well,
So
no,
who knows what's underneath that mask? Now the truth will be
there's-
revealed, eh?
I can't remember the exact name of the clan in Hunt Showdown, but there were those people that wore those big trench coats, and they have the writing all over. I can't think of their names right now.
Those are the Knight of the Hunter.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, where they had
Knights-
like the
Knight of the
gray.
Hunter. It looks
the
like he's
gray
part of
suits,
theirs.
yeah.
Lore knowledge for the win, baby.
Attaboy.
Thank you, Rat.
Still need to do that lore episode.
But seriously, it's funny because there was a previous Redditor who commented that there was a person who was famous through I think it was the Old West, for wearing a pure red sort of hooded outfit. And they kind of collaged that into the current headsman. Really fucking cool. I'm so
Yeah,
happy
that's
with the
the-
change.
Okay, that's
Very interesting. Yeah, little trivia there.
Yeah,
very-
we did talk
nice.
about it forever ago when we were talking about how headsman was hard to see, but that was actually I hope I can find that and re-pull it up. We'll probably get more into depth in the second half because we want to cover a little bit more of what all is going on. Plus we have Rat who wants to get into something here in just a moment. But with the whole change with this new event, I mean, people are already feeling burnt out, which I completely agree with. I'm not sad that there's new content. I'm just merely old, I guess. I'm feeling it in my age. I'm starting to really appreciate when games had the gap between events. And what's hilarious, one comment I read was the new event of Hunt Showdown is now when the game has no events.
Yeah.
Yeah,
my
literally.
It's so consistent now.
What I'm kind of hoping they do with this event is that like they're getting. I'm hoping they don't use the pacts. I'm hoping that it's like they go back to the OG pacts of the lore where it was like, the law, the voodoo community, the sinners, like all that, and they're working together to get rid of these new pacts that are just causing all this chaos. And so it's like an event, but it's not like random bullshit that we have to pick up in the middle of the match and hope that it's not a busted trait.
Right.
Well, true that. But the thing I love the most about this particular event, and I love the Eldritch Horror themes that Hunt typically holds, but man, am I glad to be back to Cowboys. Like, it was so refreshing
Yeah.
to specifically
I agree
see
with that.
Sheriff Hardin and apparently a partner he has or something before.
I
I'm
like
guessing Hawkshaw
trains.
Jack and the Private Eye. This is really cool. And the train, the moving train, supposedly. Maybe it's completely confirmed. I didn't actually check. But that is the big thing, is apparently train. It's moving. Thank God we got something cool in the whole map. But
Yeah. Wait for them to break the game over a train that kind of moves 20 feet.
well, I loved how this trailer felt so cinematic, whereas I felt like old trailers felt like gameplay, but it kind of felt like Gmod animations where the characters were just puppeted a little bit and then they were awkwardly moving around. This one felt pretty AAA tier to me. Maybe not completely, but it was excellent. I was really
Right.
excited.
Definitely looked a lot better than a lot
I
of the
will agree
ones
on
that
that
we've had.
Yeah.
Well, and they had that filter over it too, where it was like the fucking old timey movies. I loved that.
Yeah, like the vintage, like kind of sepia scratched film
Yeah.
look. Mhm.
Exactly like
It's just
that.
very Western, bro. Like, yeehaw.
And that's
Yeehaw.
that's the aesthetic that brought me into Hunt in the first place.
Exactly.
Like, I hope they never forget to dive back into this.
Into them
aesthetic.
Cowboys.
That's what brought them to fame. Whenever somebody posts a meme for Hunt Showdown, they have to have cowboy hats. That's like the
Yep.
unsaid law.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
love that.
I'm pulling up the game right now because there was something about like the name of that hunter in like the new top hat hunter that looks a little bit fancy.
Oh, yeah.
That's also gonna lead partially into my. It's not so much a rant as it is just like an exhaustion and
topic.
caffeine fueled ridiculousness.
Actually,
Well, and not only that, but what a lot of people were kind of talking about. Sorry, I gotta reach in here into the notes real
Into
quick.
my heart.
your noodle.
Deep into the heart is Twitch partner recently got a skin, and man, it got memed to hell
I'm
because
sorry.
you're sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Into your noodle, just like.
Wait, was there a doodle? Did I miss something?
God.
That's just me, man.
Well, Hermit, lovely grandfather Hermit, got a skin because now there's even a rumored skin for fucking Hornet, one of my personal favorites to watch because the guy is completely crazy. And
Watch
he's apparently
watch it be a Pax claw that looks like a hornet and the claw is the stinger.
no,
I would
it's
love it.
rumored. It's rumored to be the Nagant Officer Carbine, one of his favorite weapons.
Oh, it's one of my favorite too.
It could use
And
some more
it's a
skins,
great
to be
gun.
honest.
It
only got
could.
a couple.
It's
only
got one. I
Is
was
it
gonna
one-
say
Yeah, the officer only has one. Yeah.
yeah
And
because
then the sniper variant, the
Yeah.
scopes.
you have to
also-
I
earn
was
it
saying
through
both.
the
Yeah.
fucking trials, which Hunt now doesn't give a flying fuck about.
And I
Crytek.
still will not do.
They need to give a fuck about it again if they want anybody to get
Actually
the
do it.
last resort Last
I
resort
mean,
skin.
Element, I'm not saying
Excuse
you're a bitch if you don't do the trials, but
It's too much time
Damn.
for such a little amount of
But-
comeback.
Hornet, or sorry, not Hornet. Hermit skin is going to be a baseball bat skin, and everybody's calling it the moldy stick because it's supposed to be a tree root. It looks awesome. It looks like something Kane would wield. It looks like something that's as filthy as him. But
I mean, it's fitting.
it is. And a lot of people brought up the point. If I'm in a dirty, like muddy bayou, wouldn't I pick up anything to use as a weapon? And that's a valid point.
I mean, there's so many horse legs all over the place. You could just rip off one of those instead of using a tree branch.
Because you wouldn't just use the knife that you brought to cut the horse leg off, rat.
I would. I sure as fuck would.
Psychopath.
I'd use the hind leg too, so I could say that they got kicked by a horse when they died.
So would you hit him with the hoof or would you hit him with the thigh of the horse?
Yes.
Both. Depends.
You just throw it.
The hoof will be a little bit sharper.
Ow.
So
Those
we're
things are
talking
pointy.
blunt versus slash again. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
I just imagine some dude
I'd
swinging the
go find
thigh.
an axe and break off the blade and like mount it in the thigh.
Oh,
Why would you break it off? Why would you break off a
Oh.
perfectly good axe head?
I mean,
off of
to
Why are
that?
you-
have a horse axe.
improvising weapons to such a disgusting degree. What the hell?
Well, I'm
I
okay with
mean-
improvising weapons, but like taking apart a perfectly good weapon to improvise a weapon that's not as good, that doesn't make sense to me.
Hey, don't tell me what I know.
I want to carve off a random hunter's arm and then like rope tie like the axe head to his hand and just
No,
smack
no,
him with it.
Just like get a bunch of sharp sticks and lodge them in his head, and then like tie a
What the
rope to it and swing it around as a flail.
This is getting like so the if you ever played The Forest, that survival game, that's
Oh
what this
my
is
God.
reminding me
Yeah.
of is the cannibals.
Yep.
This is morbid, man. All right. Well, moving right back into Hunt, it's cool that Twitch partners are actually getting skins.
Yeah,
It is cool to see
Agreed.
that they're giving
They deserve it.
some sort
I
of
now
character
need to
the
get
community.
partnered.
yeah,
Yeah.
we need
I
to
want some
hunt.
kind of ridiculous bullshit skin.
One point I
I'll
wanted
start
to
working on it.
Hell yeah. One point I wanted to bring up that a lot of people never brought up because I kind of thought to myself the fact that a lot of Twitch drops coming back were kind of making it so a lot of the vaulted stuff in Hunt are coming back. There is one really big thing that a lot of people might not realize is a lot of those Twitch drop guns are not coming back at all. None
Yeah,
of them.
it's just the hunters.
No,
Yeah.
hold up. They brought back all the guns with Billy's story, and they brought back, or they brought back the Lulu's Bornheim for
Oh, did
Billy
they?
Story's last thing.
Yeah, Alley Cat.
They
did.
brought
But
back
that,
Alley Cat.
that was
And then
part
Okay.
of.
they also brought back his Springfield. So this is, I think,
Okay.
the first one that they haven't, like, that they've been bringing back hunters that they haven't brought back guns.
I guess that
which,
makes sense because the
of
guns
course,
came
I got
first.
steel-eyed. I got steel-eyed even though I wanted Lulu. So
I got Billy's Story because, and I gave up on that quest line because I was like, I don't care about Billy's Story. Like, I'm never gonna use him. I want Lulu. And then that happens. I'm like, I might get Lulu. I open it up. It's like, congratulations, you have Billy's Story. I'm like, dicks.
yeah.
What's funny though is
Yeah.
there was a Reddit thread that I also read that a lot of these hunters are actually based off of Western, famous Western people. I mean, the kid was obvious, right? Billy the Kid, but
Yeah.
it wasn't a good representation of the actual Billy the Kid. But Sheriff Hardin is actually a representation of a famous cowboy, which I had no idea. That actually blew me away. And even Billy's Story was a representation, as somebody pointed it out on the Reddit thread, that he is a representation of a movie character. And I'm trying to remember exactly who.
I'm pretty sure that Sheriff Hardin's based off of Wyatt Earp.
Yeah. Well, that's what a lot of people were saying was Wyatt Earp. And goodness gracious, I'm trying to remember the guy. He's the one with the mustache that has the two compact guns as his legendary skins. My gosh, I can't remember. Carter.
Oh yeah, Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
With
he's
Carter's
supposed to
quick
be
shot.
Wild Bill.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know this. That kind of stuff actually blew me away. I love this. This is something that I probably should have paid better attention to.
I want to know who Lulu's based off of now.
She might not be based off of anyone, but she very well may be. Oh, Billy Story is supposed to be Bill the Butcher from the movie Gang of New York.
I do
Apparently.
not know that one.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, I've never watched that movie. I'm not much of a movie connoisseur. That's part of my problem. And the rat, fun fact, rat, was based off of the Wild West creature of the same name.
Really? I could have sworn it was based off of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, because there's a character in that named the Rat, and she's supposed to be his daughter.
Yeah, that's what somebody else said is the daughter from Good, Bad, and the Ugly. So not a historical figure, but a reference to a classic Western. Okay, well, see, a lot of people know these references. I'm not actually sure that I've really looked at that, but that's actually super cool. We do got to kind of wrap up some thoughts here, though, because we also have got to make it into the second episode, and we're going to have a lot more reveals. But, Mr. Element, what is something that you would tell a lot of players in Hunt? What's some of your hints, since you're more of a 5-star player? What's a good rundown for them? What's something they should pay attention to?
My number one thing will always be positioning. Where you are, where the enemies are, where your team is even. Or if you're solo, just where your surroundings are, because the simplest AI could throw off your entire gameplay. But the other thing is just how the buildings work. Most of them have the easiest of cracks to see through. And I know so many people that'll just get mad because they got killed through the wall, but they're playing as view.
Right.
And if you do play on Gunslinger, which I do, I mean, mock me if you will, because most people play on Hunter, don't forget your fucking gun sticks through the fucking wall. Hold
Not if you
Q
press
if you
and hold
play
Q.
Gunslinger. Yeah.
Yep.
Get that shit out of the way.
Well, you
I play
can also,
Gunslinger, I don't go to walls.
If you go to the settings, there's actually an auto lower, and you don't have to press and hold Q. It'll just automatically lower it all the way down, and then it won't stick through walls until you shoot, and it pulls it back up to that hip fire.
I'm not a fan of the lowered gun state in the game, to be honest, though.
It's
Well, that's just a
makes
wrong
sense.
opinion. I'm just kidding.
Ooh.
Just kidding.
Ooh,
But
spicy.
I have gotten a lot of headshots just because I thought like somebody thought they were being cheeky, but I could see their gun just poke
Oh,
through the wall.
yeah.
I'm like, whoa, they're right there. I'll just shoot right here and then I'll win. Like, so
I do love that cracks in the walls one, though. That you would be surprised how many people do not pay attention or try to look through those.
Dude, there's one at the, I want to say it's the Steelworks or the Brickworks. Might be
Ironworks.
Brickworks. Yeah, Ironworks. Thank you. On the, which direction is it? So there's a side like with the door that kind of makes a corner on the inside.
Yes.
If you go to the side of that wall, there's a crack that you can look right through and see everybody in.
Yeah.
It's just
There's also
Nobody uses
2
it.
spots on that roof that you can see down in, but they can't see out because of the lighting.
Oh, yeah. Pay attention sometimes to where you get killed from. You would be surprised what
Mhm.
people hide from you.
you can learn a
And-
lot from your own mistakes
110%.
and other people's too.
Yeah. I do want to touch here on our audience stuff, just to wrap up here. So we actually got another comment on an old episode, Favorite Place to Fight and Hunt Showdown. Oliver Nielsen said, Arden Parish, I just get good fights there. I got to call you a crazy person because I swear to God, Arden Parish, that church
Honestly?
just gives me hell.
I do actually.
I can
enjoy
agree
that,
with him.
That area.
I can agree with him. I've had some real fun ones there.
I'm with
My
DJ.
fights there,
Arden's scary.
it's either the
It's
best fight of my
scary.
life or the worst fight I've ever had.
Mhm.
I
The
feel like
longest.
it's scary, but that's what I love about them is the tense, the long drawn out ones. Because when it's quick, it's like, yeah, it's cool. It's like you can get some really flashy shots, but it's not always as adrenaline pumping, you know, doesn't feel the same.
I agree. It's just that place is always nutty for me. There's just
Same.
a whole lot.
I can
And
totally agree with that.
And then on our most recent one, your favorite bit of Hunt Showdown lore, Cunning Rogue. So good to see you again, by the way, buddy. You said that Reaper's lore is my favorite. I accept this role of power with a humble heart. My first decree is for all fellow Reapers to stop the Kane crisis. I will lead you, brothers. Happy hunting.
Yes.
Reaper's
Got
lore.
a Reaper democracy.
Well,
we
Reaper,
got a hero in our midst.
his lore makes me sad, man. The fact that his whole
Yeah.
family. Oh man, but excellent answer. Also, I was not present for that episode. I did read your comment about double headshotting those canes with snipers. Proud of you. Good job.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And then on the poll, best hypothetical skin. Thank you all for humoring Rat on his ridiculous ass poll.
Oh no.
In order from least to most, we had 9 votes. Thank you all for participating again. We had Chad Kroger Kane at 2 votes, Hunter from Jumanji at 3 votes, and Chef By Your D with 4 votes. Sorry if I butchered the pronunciation of how you even say that shit.
By your
But
D.
everybody wants a chef in the bayou. But let me remind you that you had a chance to shoot the lead singer of Nickelback in the face. So, missed opportunity.
Yeah, but I mean, you could have a fucking a frag
I won't
bomb
take that
from Chef
slander
by your
around
D
here,
that
Bard.
looks like a can of raviolis, and I
No,
think that just beats everything. Who doesn't
I
want to
agree.
kill somebody with a can of raviolis that goes
That'd be
kaboom?
great.
That would be great.
Yeah. Yeah.
we do
It had to be
unfortunately.
a wet explosion.
We do unfortunately got to wrap up. Expect to hear from Element again since we had a very unfortunate cutoff. It'll probably be more chaotic. Hopefully, more information will drop and we'll have a lot more to talk about. We're just as excited to hear about it as all of you. But thank you all so much for listening to this episode. And as always, Tyler, take us away.
Stay hunting.
Stay hunting, everyone.
Stay hunting, my friends.
And then
I'm
I,
gonna post my whole conspiracy corner segment just in the general chat so that everybody can read it. 'Cause,
Element, do you wanna say goodbye?
I think I'll say that for the next one.